today you heard about in Exodus 14 how God used Moses to do something great. God told Moses to stretch out his hand, and he had a staff. I bet the one he had didn't have leaves at the end, but this is the one I found. And he held it up, and when he held it up, the water parted, like made a road down the middle. So we're here at, is this the Red Sea? Now, parents, along the way, if I'm asking a question and you want to pause and talk about it, that's probably a good thing. This is not actually the Red Sea. This is the lake at Winfield. And when Moses raised up the staff, the water started separating. So it would go like right down the middle and it would go separated. Have any of you been out in your yard the day after a really super rainy day? When the rain stops, is the ground instantly dry or is it kind of muddy? Can you imagine if the water scooted away on both sides? Would the path down the middle be super dry or muddy? One of the cool things is that when Moses parted the Red Sea, and by the way, the Red Sea was much, much, much larger than this, the path down the middle was dry and it was wide. So think about that. Think about the water that's pushed up, like if you took a piece of glass and you pushed this way and that way at the same time, the water was standing up like a wall. Can you imagine? Think about that while I show you something. Think about what would have been swimming in that wall of water, what you might have seen. I'll ask you that in a minute. Right now, the Red Sea probably looks a lot like this. The funny thing is, I'm not sure why they call it the Red Sea. I bet some people know. You might be able to look it up. But I do know that the water that's in it isn't really red. What color do you think this water is if I scoop it up? Here's the deal. I did scoop it up. And I want you to see. It's really not a color. If I put it here, it looks kind of blue like my shirt. If I put it here, you can see that it's clear. So I'm going to add some blue food coloring to it. Parents, you can try this at home. This is just water. It can be water from your sink. Just put maybe 2 drops. And the only reason is so that, because it's clear, when I put it on my plate, I want you to see it. But I want to show you what this is I want to say it's a magic trick, but it's not a magic trick, it's science. First of all, look how cool it is to watch that food coloring mix in. Isn't that so cool? It's like swirly. Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit. Can you see the plate, Jessica?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put a little bit of water right in the middle. I should have brought I'm gonna pour a little, whoops, that might be too much. Let's see. I like it to be a skinny strip. Parents, I know you're already saying, we can't do this at home. I don't have this kind of patience. All right, I like that one. It's more long and skinny. You know, it's really something to try to get this level on a rock. You can use an eyedropper. At home, I used a cotton ball. But if you drop the rubbing alcohol in, it pushes the water. Well, it all came out. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. And in the center, that spot in the middle is dry. Now, it may close back up. And after the Israelites walked through, the Red Sea also closed back up. So you can do that. Another cool thing you can do just for fun with mixing and separating in water, it doesn't look the same, is to put colored water and oil, about the same amount. I would recommend the clearest oil you have, or a color that you like olive oil is kind of green, corn oil is kind of yellow. And then you can even add glitter to that, or little objects, but then tighten the water bottle and even glue it shut, shake it, and it'll mix. And then as it sits there, it'll separate back out. And you can see how water and oil separate, but I wanted you to see a path through the middle of the water for this. So now think about what's on the sides of that wall. You might pause for a second and talk about some of the sea creatures you might have seen. And I'm just going to say one to get you started. I wonder if you could see any seahorses. They're tiny, you guys, they're little. And the dads take care of the babies. So you might have seen a seahorse of a dad with some babies. And anyway, so think about today how God can use you to do amazing things. A lake with a big long stick to open it up for people to walk through. But there are other ways God uses you every single day to share love with people.